Also remember, at the end of class, I'm going to ask you to reflect upon today. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're sitting and listening today. Zach?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
All right. So first of all, thanks for letting us have this opportunity to kind of work and apply some knowledge. I want to start off by identifying the goals, which were to kind of create a brand image and create and gain loyal customers. So we're going to be working towards explaining how we want to do that. The brand image that we collectively came up with was trendy, new, very welcoming, and very classy. So we want to get started by talking about how we can identify and understand if we are succeeding, which is the data, and we're going to swing it over there.
All right. We kind of have a short-term and long-term goal. For short-term, we created a simple database, and it's a questionnaire, and it's to collect information from your customers. You'll ask these questions during transaction. If they're buying something, you could ask them on your laptop or maybe on your iPad, if whichever is more convenient for you. We ask for the zip code to see actually where they're coming from. The email, so you can reach back out to the people who are spending their money at your store. And how did you hear about East Plus West, to see which advertisements or social media type deals that are working the best for you. And then when they fill out the questionnaire, it's going to dump it into a spreadsheet, and it's going to look like this. And then there'll be a bar graph that you can look to get better data on which advertisement or social media is working best. And then it's going to, there's another line graph, and it tells you how many new entries you entered that day. So it's going to let you know how many new people came into your store and spent some money. And this is going to help you in the long run, because maybe a year from now when you're trying to do the same thing, it'll let you know if the things that you're doing now worked, and then you can apply those next year. And if they didn't work, maybe try something different. And then you use the stuff that you gather from the spreadsheet and 2 email marketing solutions that we have found.
The 2 email marketing companies that we have found, they're an online-based company. They allow you to use the Google Docs spreadsheet that we have created. It'll dump the information and contacts directly into this website in your account. They have live personal assistants that you can chat with online, phone numbers that you can call for any problems you may have. What it does also is it allows you to create formal campaigns and email templates that will allow you to look professional in your emails towards your customers, whether you're sending personal emails or using it to promote an event or something that you're having. It allows you to use images as well. Now, these 2 companies that we were talking about, the only main difference between these 2 are the pricing and the strategies. This first one that we have up here is called MailChimp. Now, the MailChimp allows you, it's completely free for as long as you have 2,000 contacts or under, and you're allowed to send 12,000 emails a month. So the pricing on this, we believe, this is the company that we recommend that you use, because it allows you to have so many contacts, and we don't believe that you will be sending over the 12,000 email mark a month. Now, the next company that we have found is Constant Contact. This is a different type of pricing strategy. It has a free 60-day trial, which will be very nice. It has the same benefits as MailChimp with the email marketing campaigns and the spreadsheets, the easy to import spreadsheet. Now, after the 60-day trial is up, it is $15 a month for 500 contacts. And once you go above that 500 contact mark, it has a maximum of 2,500 contacts. That's $30 a month. But the benefit with this is that you have unlimited emails that you may send to your customers. Now both of these, after you enter all your data, it will also take the data that we have collected from the spreadsheets with the different forms of advertising and how well they're working. It makes it an easy to read graphs and charts. So you'll be able to quickly identify as well, if you're not using the spreadsheet, as how your customers are reacting to the different forms of advertising. Now that's our short-term solution to your database problem. Now the long-term solution that we have found is that we've contacted the Square support team several times and used several different operators. Now they have been able to tell us that they are actually creating working software that will allow the customer to optionally select whether or not to send you the information that you gather during transactions. So it'll automatically send you the email address if they choose to receive the receipt from that, their phone number, their email, everything like that. Now they were not allowed to tell me a specific date, but they were saying that it is in the roadmap, so we don't believe that'll be too far in the future. It's in the process of being created now. We believe that this is the perfect long-term solution for you. And going along with all this, it'll help you directly target further clients in the future and all your different forms of advertising.
Alright, so the advertising group is included that you should probably focus more on like sponsoring events and advertising in events and not spending money on like other like traditional advertising. So in efforts like to save money and like at events you could showcase like your clothing in those events.
And we also think you should continue to do the print ads and stuff like that. And it would be a great idea to get involved with the fall festival and things to appeal to the local customer base and stuff like that. And yeah, you should get involved with the fall festival to appeal to the local customers. And continue to put the print advertising in STL and a live magazines and stuff like that.
In addition to that, like the local festival will kind of hit that local market, but we were looking at also trying to expand towards St. Louis as a whole. And we have been in contact with the Art St. Louis people. They host many events in the city just off the river. And they have one series in particular, a Meet the Artist series, that we were very interested in. And we talked with the executive director, and they're very interested in a possible partnership where we could sponsor the artists in that series. And we really like the idea. We think it would open doors not only to that group of people that would be interested in going to view those art shows and meet those artists, but it would also get you connections with the artists themselves, in case you wanted to do something with them specifically. That series pretty much goes through November. There's 3 days in November and then December 1st. We're still talking with the people there. They do a lot of stuff, so they have a lot on their plate, but we've included a phone number in a binder, so you will have the ability to contact them further if that's something that you're interested in. And one thing that we also looked at was kind of avoiding certain things, trying to identify not just what we should do, but what we shouldn't do. And we really look at, we don't think television ads would be very cost efficient, and even though both radio and print ads may be a little bit cheaper, maybe a little more cost friendly, other than the print ads that you're currently doing, because you've seen some success with them, there were not a lot of great opportunities. We looked through newspapers, online and print, other magazines, and we just don't feel like those are avenues that you should really pursue, other than the ones that you're already currently doing.
Alright, so we recommend that you do use the database so that like in the future we can track like where your customers are coming from, so we can like target where your target market's coming from. We can effectively advertise to them for like your future events that if you're hosting and like advertise those back.
Alright, so events. Okay, so we were thinking about doing an event once a month, about every third Thursday of the month. The first one would be October 25th, that would be the fall party. November 23rd, Black Friday. November 29th, art and music. December 27th, winter charity event. January 31st, New Year, New Trends. And February 28th, like a smaller event, because after all of those, you're going to have a lot on your plate. So we're thinking that these events will be about from 7 to 11 p.m. And then
Stay up late.
yeah, not too late. And then we're thinking that you said on your first event you spent about $75 to $100, so we'd probably keep that. But of course, depending on how big the event is, that would be kind of like a leeway. And then we're going to advertise on social media about 2 weeks before. And we're going to have you about a week before the event. We have like flyers that you like put in people's bags, and so you want to get the people that are actually coming to your store to come to these events. So that would be that. And then also a week before you'd be advertising just in your store, like have a sign up or something. Okay. So for the fall party, I know you're going to think about like Halloween, cheesy decorations like that, but we really want to stick to your more like antique, rustic look and like find decorations that are like very trendy and kind of like custom made. Like from Pinterest especially, you can find a lot of things that you can make for under $10 that really can fit your look, especially because we're just thinking along the lines of your store, how it's very like the chalkboard, for instance, it's very homey, like it just looks like you did it yourself, and that's awesome. Like we want to keep that look, so we have a couple images that we found from Pinterest that may kind of curve what you're thinking, but we definitely don't want to have any events that are very cheesy and just, you know what I mean.
And the way it's going to look, it's going to be out, obviously new fall clothing is going to be like set out and everything in fall colors, orange and black type stuff. And it's going to be kind of Halloween themed, like Halloween themed food and all that. We were thinking that would be set on the back center table. You have those center tables. So on the back one there, a few little Halloween decorations. And then she mentioned earlier that there would be little handouts that you can put in the bag when someone purchases something. And this is the one for the fall event. So they're just going to be decently small.
Can you read it? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it.
It says, celebrate the fall season in the new fall line of clothing with East and West. Come enjoy appetizers and drinks with friends and the East and West family. Thursday, October 25th from 7 to 11 p.m. And then that's your address.
Cool. Okay. Sorry. It's pretty
So for the Black Friday event, we know that you don't really like doing sales, but Black Friday is like a big time for people to go shopping and stuff, like right before the holiday season and stuff like that. So it's going to be a smaller event. There's going to be music of your choice. I'm thinking like the week before, like she said, like you're going to be dropping stuff in your bag. It's going to be invite only, right? And that can be kind of be your invitation and your invitation to like come check it out more. And there is going to be a sale that we're like thinking of just because people are more likely to Black Friday, like, so. And this is the example of our little thing that you would drop in, our little flyer that you drop in. Can't really see it, but it says Black Friday event, and then the next one says November 29th, and then information about the sale and whatnot. So this is going to be our art and music festival. You mentioned that you really want it to be a place to like hang out and stuff. So we want people to have a reason to come in and hang out. So supporting all local artists. You can showcase art like on the walls, music playing of your choice. Kind of like having it in a more comfortable setting, like that one couch that you have kind of in the corner, maybe like more of those, or like more seating at least, just people to sit and hang out, like coffee bar, and kind of just whatever you want to do, but we do want something along the lines of art and music, because that is kind of fits your brand image, like we were talking about. So the winter event is going to be a kind of larger event. It's going to be supporting the charity People Water. I don't know if you know what that is, but it started becoming really popular because the Bachelorette, you know, Jeff Holm, who won the Bachelorette, is like a big face for People Water. So we thought that fit your girl persona a lot. If it's a charity that people know, maybe they're more likely to come in the store and support it if you're supporting it. So along the lines of decorations, we're going to keep it not like cheesy, but maybe in your front window there's going to be some lights or like some snow on the ground. But like if you have maybe like those like funky little socks, like if you have like red and green socks, you can hang it on like an antique ladder or like something, just keeping it really creative and still like homey and stuff. So those are some pictures that we found that can maybe help you out. And then this is the flyer that we would have dropped in the bag. And for New Year, New Trends, we just kind of wanted it to represent like another sale, maybe, because all last year's trends you can maybe put up for sale. People are more likely to, it's kind of like a car dealership, you're more likely to wait till like January to buy like last year's. So it's going to be a smaller event, but it's going to be, we want more of like a bar scene, like kind of like party, because it's going to be like New Year's. Decorations, keep it really simple. And then this is the flyer that we would drop in. You can't really see it, but on the background it's not just black, it's like a kind of like a night sky.
And all of those are, you will have all of those.
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
we're
Yeah.
not seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, in addition to passing out the flyers in order to support East and West promotion, we plan to use social media to help build a East plus West brand, and we plan to use Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Tumblr, and Vimeo.
The problem that we have right now is finding an effective way to use social media to help promote your business. And the goal that we have at the moment is we want to effectively use it to have loyal customers come back and use social media to do that. And the way we would track that is we would like to see a growth of 5 pins per month on Pinterest to hopefully bring up sales on your online website. We would also like to gain 5 followers a month. You currently have 40 and 4 pictures. And on Vimeo, the way we would like to do that is to have an About Us video to kind of show what you guys are all about, instead of to just give the person another option instead of reading to watch a video.
Yeah, we're actually doing that.
Okay.
We're going to film that in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
Is that you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, and then to Tumblr to gain 5 views per week, because we feel that Tumblr brings everything together and it's just a wider range for what you can have on there. And then we feel that having social media is a very important part of a small business because it's very inexpensive for what you would be doing. It also doesn't take a lot of time to just check up and see that everything's going smoothly, and you get updates on your phone, so that that kind of takes a little bit less time, and we feel that is great for you.
Although we plan to use a lot of social media sites, we feel that Facebook is the most prevalent, considering it has the most market share among social media sites. That being said, we believe that the time spent on Facebook is valuable, and we must draw on our target market as quick as possible to keep them interested. So our main key points to add to the current use of Facebook are to partner with Blush to gain followers. East Plus West currently has 251 likes, and Blush has over 1,500 likes. So we hope to tap into some of that clientele. We'd also like to keep an effective Twitter and Facebook combination, so it's where you post to one, it posts to the other, so that if someone doesn't have a Twitter, they don't have a Facebook, but they have the other, then they would see it still. Like James said, we'd like to have the Vimeo About Us page to let everyone know like what your story is and to keep them interested and stuff. And we'd also like to have links in the pictures on Facebook, so that if they really like a pair of pants or something on the Facebook, they can click to a link to the website to purchase them. Also, we'd like updates on the clothing styles currently trending on the coast and just events that are currently happening on the coast.
Facebook currently has 955 million users. The data for Facebook is very good demographic for East Plus West. It fits the business persona in terms of income and age. Facebook search traffic has steadily increased since 2006. It provides a large amount of people who might fit into the business's persona. And by partnering with Blush, we plan to increase our effectiveness in likes. Currently, East Plus West has 1.2 effective likes, and then Blush has 0.07%. So they're doing pretty good.
And to go back on what James was talking about, more goals about Facebook is to gain 25 likes a month. That just shows, is it helping, is it effective or not? And then not only about clothes, but current events trending on the coast. Twitter, we want to gain 10 retweets per month. This is obtainable, but we just need to think of things that people won't mind retweeting. And this is just showing that people are actually interested in what you're tweeting about if they're retweeting it.
Okay, so sort of jumping back to events. For those upcoming events, us being public relations, we decided that the best fit would be to write press releases in local newspapers. Two newspapers that we chose were Riverfront Times and Webster Kirkwood Times. Reason being is because people that live in those areas are fashionable, they're hip, they're trendy. The style of living that they live, the style of clothes that they wear, it's that unique and that hipster look that we want those people to come to your store. Also, small communities like Kirkwood, they really value their small businesses and seeing them grow and be successful, and they want that personal connection. If we can get those people to hear your story and they can come into your store, they really grasp that. That's how you're going to gain those loyal customers that you want. People buy into why you do it, not what you do, because of this excitement, this energy, this passion that you have for those clothes from the East Coast and the Midwest.
Okay, so we've already gotten into contacts with both the Kirkwood Webster Times and the Riverfront Times. And like Edward was saying earlier about print advertisement, it's risky because you don't know who's going to read it, and it might not be so cost efficient. But with press releases, the good thing is that someone else is writing about you. We've already created 2 press releases, and what we've discovered is that in both of these newspapers, what typically happens is we send in a press release, and someone will read it, evaluate it, determine if they want to put that in the newspaper, and they will put in the press release that we have already written, pretty much untouched. They might contact you to interview you to get some quotes, so it looks like they had a bigger part in writing it. But we've already written 2 sample press releases for you. One geared towards the Kirkwood audience with the Kirkwood Webster Times. That's more, a little more brief, just by what other press releases in the Kirkwood Webster Times look like. And then the Riverfront Times with a little more of the St. Louis area feel than the local Kirkwood.
All right, so I guess at this point we want to open the floor to any questions you have.
Yes, threw a lot at me there.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Can I make a note real quick?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
kind of feedback that you want to give, questions, insight into what things you are moving forward with, decisions you've made, decisions you haven't made, anything just to kind of tie the reality of what's going on versus suggestions.
Yeah, so real quick, I was going to ask you guys, when you talked to Square, did you just talk to them about the database collection, or did you ask them about anything else at all?
Well, when we contacted them, we sent several emails asking about the data collection system. They are planning, they were only able to describe part of it to us. They talked to us about how they'll have the option as a little check mark to be able to click it, whether or not to automatically send you. You'll be able to gain access to these customers' information that they sell you, but they have to optionally click it. It's not going to be an automatic thing. They weren't able to tell us any exact dates, like I said before. Yeah, we believe that it perfectly fits everything that you have going on with your transaction process currently. And
did they say anything else that was coming up, or?
They weren't able to tell us much. You know how Apple products and people that were involved with Apple, they're very secretive about their products before they come out. But I do believe, from what the person was able to tell us, that it will be a worthwhile purchase on the software.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things, after talking to you guys earlier, I talked to my friend, he's a filmmaker, and so he's coming over in the next couple weeks to film the video, for the Vimeo thing we put on the website. So, and then my other friend, I can't remember who mentioned it, but having more pictures on the website of like the store and everything, and so he's going to take some more like professional photos. We're going to have those on there, like rotating.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we had actually in the plan in the binder there.
Oh,
is
cool.
that we saw that Blush put a lot of pictures of the merchandise on their Facebook page, and we didn't feel that it was as effective because no one wants to flip through every single picture of every piece of merchandise in the store. But if you put pictures of the store on there, it's like more inviting for them to come in and want to see the shop, especially because you have that homey feeling.
And then, let's see, a couple of other things that have helped out. So since I've been advertising with St. Louis Alive magazine, I guess more people of the magazine have just gotten to know our store from seeing our ads and whatnot. And so in November and December, I think they're featuring like at least like 3 or 4 of our products and like gift guides and things like that. And that's stuff I didn't have to pay for that. That was just a decision, which is cool. And then I'm getting featured in St. Louis magazine, like a profile of me. So, which I wish I'd have known that when I was answering the questions. But I was like, what is this for again? It's like, oh yeah, it's a full big style profile, and you're like, oh jeez. But it's really good publicity for us. So I love the idea of the events. It's just, with all this stuff, I do it mostly all myself. So it's like just having a plan on like how to dedicate. It's like, you've been talking about like social media and stuff, like how to use them all effectively, so I'm not like wasting, or not, I shouldn't say wasting my time, but spending all my time on Facebook, and then all of a sudden I've neglected Instagram or Tumblr or something. It's like, so I'm sure you guys know, it's like those can consume you if you're constantly doing stuff. But like if you link them together, that's key. But then also you don't want everything to be always the same on all of them, because then it doesn't give everybody a reason to, have every account, if that makes sense. By following each one. And then the events, I've actually talked to a couple of my friends who are going to help me out with those. We didn't have as many specific details as you had, so I like those. But yeah, we're going to start doing those as well. So I think I might just shoot for that one in October where you guys had the fall.
Yeah, we have all of that in the binder.
There's
just some ideas and
There's
stuff.
a great deal of information in here.
Yes. A lot of stuff to read, that's good. Let's see what else.
Oh, and with the Google spreadsheet,
Yeah.
if you like the idea and you want to use it, I can just share the Google spreadsheet with you with your email, and then I can make you the owner of it, and then it'll just be like mine, and I won't have like any access to it.
Oh yeah, that'd be
So
awesome. Yeah, that's what I was going to say
perfectly
too.
yours.
I mean, I always have my computer up anyway because I'm
Yeah.
doing other stuff, and so I mean, I
And-
feel like I don't have like people constantly coming in, and so
Mhm.
it's like most of the time I get to talk to people, get to know them, and so
Yeah,
it'd be pretty easy whether or not they're going to give that to me.
We felt that was really important. That had the personal connection, and you can talk to them and gain their information like that. Also, one thing is we are able to create the Google spreadsheets into an app or a shortcut that will be on your home screen of your iPad if you'd like to use that.
Oh, cool.
So you can click on it and go directly to the website where you can type in all the information.
Okay.
If you'd like to use that as well opposed to the computer.
I was going to ask you guys about press releases. Is there any cost associated with that, or is it more just to their discretion?
Yeah, it's to their discretion. You send it in. Someone from the business section will look through. I mean, I'm sure he's got like a huge stack, so he's just leafing through what he wants to put in, and then if he likes it, like I said, he'll probably someone will probably call you. Maybe get some more information, but they'll basically put what we send them into the newspaper.
So.
How's the store been doing?
It's been good. It was. I would say the first half of September was pretty slow. I talked to some of the other local businesses, and I remember even you mentioned Amigos. It was really slow too. So. But it's picked up in the past couple weeks, and then I've had a lot of stuff coming up with magazines. Like they've just been calling me and asking me for stuff. So, and then I think I told you guys I'm going to be part of that downtown, that collective down in Washington Avenue, and that starts. She doesn't have the exact time frame yet. I think it's like in 2 or 3 weeks. So anyway, so a lot of good stuff coming up in the next few months leading up to the holidays. But
how are your online sales doing?
Those have actually picked up. Yeah. Like September was slow foot traffic wise, especially in the first part. But yeah, I think we had about 12 or 13 online sales, and it's all people from. I think I mentioned this before, but it just the trend continued. It's all people from California, Florida, New York, all over. So nobody in San Luis, which is cool. So other people are finding out about the store and whatnot.
You tested any kind of search optimization with any of your products?
Mm-hmm.
What are you hitting on the top of the list? People are searching for those products.
Oh yeah, like usually I'm on the first page of search results. So yeah. Yes.
Well, if you don't have any further questions, I want to thank you on behalf of all of us. Maybe this, and feel free to contact us with any questions or anything at all.
Well, I just seriously want to say thank you to all you guys. I know how hard you've worked, and as much as new as this is to you, it's just as new for me. Trying to figure this all out. So I appreciate any help you can. I went home and told my wife about that video when you guys told me about that the other day, and she thought that was a great idea. So we did that, and just like taking different ideas from what you guys have. I'm totally part of it, under the assumption that like the more minds, the better ideas you have, the more collaborative you can be, and so I don't ever think that I can always get it right myself, and so I appreciate all your guys' ideas and hard work, so it means a lot, and also just thanks for stopping by too. It's always fun seeing you guys when you stop in the store, so I appreciate that. But do you guys have any other questions for me, or?
Have you went any further on the t-shirt that you plan on designing?
Yes, I have. Well, I'd say, yeah, let's leave it at that. Right. Don't see anything that's not very kind about that company, so. But I have.